Chasing 193 for the win is Hyderabad. And at this point in time, it is looking like a far, far, far distance for them. That's right. It's looking a bit like a foregone conclusion right now because they need 13 per over off the back 10. They've lost 3 wickets already. They've Rahul Tripathi is there. So that's the good thing for them. Rahul Tripathi, 40 not out of 25. And Nicholas Pooran is on the other side. This is Cricbuzz Comm Box. I have Michael Vaughan here with me. Vaughan, this is just, at this point, it's just looking like a hill which they perhaps can't climb, Hyderabad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tall order chasing this amount, but it's, you're up against Faf du Plessis as well. He spent a couple of overs off because he was knackered from batting, but his captaincy has been fantastic, using all the bowlers, making it difficult, not letting a batter settle against a certain bowler, bowling the right length, setting the right fields. He's also got Hasarang with 3 more to bowl, Harshal Patel with his variations, Siraj with those balls nipping back into the right-handers, the consistency of Hazelwood. It's a fantastic attack, and when you've got a captain like Faf who can use it and utilise it well, very difficult to play against. I'll just say something on the Kane Williamson run out. Yeah. I just wonder whether he was knackered. He didn't have a gallop, knackered from the fielding. In that heat, you then first ball has to run a quick single. And if you actually study his run, he doesn't seem to have the energy to dive in.
Yeah.
I just wonder, or he didn't think the ball was going to hit the stumps. He was very lax in terms of getting his bat into the crease. I reckon a real fit firing, very energetic Kane Williamson would have got there. But, in this heat, it can take a lot of energy out of you.
I don't blame him at all. Just looking outside, even now at 6:30 in the evening, it is quite brutal. So I can imagine what spending 2 hours in the field must have done. This point in time, though, if you look at the Bangalore bowlers, like we were talking about, Faf, obviously very clever with his bowling changes. He's been on top of it. He's just 7 bowlers in the first 10. He's just having his pick in the candy store, isn't he?
Yeah, it's like one of those pre-season junior games where you have to give everyone a bowl. He's just throwing. Who wants to bowl? Who's left? You have a go. To do with you bowling an over or 2. No, that's what he does. He's clever. Not letting the batters settle. You'll notice he's trying to spin the ball away from the outside edge as much as he can. Those seamers, when they come on to bowl to Pooran, will probably cut it away from him to get him hitting against the kind of curve of the ball. That's a good attack to play with. He's got pretty much everything covered: left arm spin, leg spin, different types of pace bowling, and quite a lot of experience. So it's a good attack to work with.
And sweaty palms, I'm guessing, with all this heat because, dropped catches, some misfields, the ball getting through. There's been a fair bit of that today.
Yeah, and I guess that's so far the only kind of point you could say about the RCB performance. Has not been quite at the top level. The batting was pretty much at the top level. The bowling's been excellent. Yeah. And again, understandable in the heat. In the heat when it's boiling hot and you're sweating, you get in the sweat just kind of going into your brows, into your eyes. So you can't be too harsh on fielding. But I guess the standard these days that you expect to see out there in the middle is very, very high. So it is surprising when you see the ball go through players' hands on the boundary.
Knowing how the surface is and what was said by Rajat Patidar about the surface after their batting effort, after Bangalore's batting effort, was that it is kind of two-paced, it's sticking a bit. And you'd expect in the next few overs, Faf would perhaps not give any pace. He's bowling Siraj now, but otherwise you'd expect that probably the next few overs, he'd try to choke the game by not giving these batters too much pace to work with.
Yeah, and even the likes of Sarah, he'll bowl those kind of cutters into the surface, trying to get, the boundary's quite small, but there is a bigger side that he can bowl cutters into the surface to get the right-handers hitting into that leg side. I don't think they'll offer too many length balls with pace on. I think if the length ball arrives, it'll be one of those off-pace deliveries. They'll bowl smart. They'll have to bat incredibly well. They're going to obviously have to take huge risks. Pooran's the key, the left-hander, because he can really go after Hasaranga, spinning into the left hand. I know he's got the googly to go away, but every time he bowls that leg spinner, I think Pooran will have to try and hit him into the stand. It's going to take a Pooran masterclass, a special, for them to get anywhere close to this.
Yeah, he's up for it. He's up for it. You've got Rahul Tripathi on the other side. He's doing really well. These two have to stick because they can't leave too much for Shashank. He's a newcomer. He's shown that he's up for it, but you don't want to leave too much for the youngster as well, right? This is their crucial partnership, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they can't leave the youngster 24 and over.
Can't leave anyone 24 and over.
No, they're going to have to get. They're going to have to take big risks. You know, it's the IPL; anything's possible. But you'd have to say that it looks like the RCB. I'm not saying it's a juggernaut, but it's back on track. If they win this one, that's 2 on the bounce. And they're a team that I've said from pretty much at the start. They've got everything covered. They've got all the combinations and the experience and the younger players to really be very competitive in this year's IPL. And they look like they're on the way through another 2 points. That'll take them to 14.
Yeah, and also the RRR, not the hit film, but the run rate revenge is what Bangalore's trying to get from Hyderabad, because they're the ones who knocked them down, knocked their net run rate down. So looking for a bit of revenge here, Bangalore, not just the 2 points, but kind of the killer blow, because they got it last time. It comes into play. Don't think they're not thinking about it. They are, trust me. 7:10 is when we shall be back real quick. So a cup of tea, a couple of biscuits, and we'll be back. This game won't be over by then, because in this heat...
Throw some biscuits out for them. They'll be getting tired. I can see in the app. Throw some biscuits out your window. They're tired.
Yeah, chocolate digestives, perhaps?
Yeah, well, that'll melt. It'll melt. Just a digestive.
Just a plain digestive. Done. So I shall run that errand and come back. Thank you so much for joining us on Comm Box. We'll be back on Cricbuzz Live at 7:10 p.m. Indian Standard Time.